because you were watching it on that crappy quality YouTube's like, bro.
Like the tiny little picture and like the picture.
It was sped up. It was sped up too. I was like, bro, DVDs, just watch them.
It's ironic. The boy can't sleep, but somehow the show makes me sleep.
They've polished and decorated this turd, and they made it smell good. They made it look great, and then they even added like sound effects and good music to kind of hide the fact that it's a turd. And everybody bought it. Every freaking person bought it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Life is Daijoubu, episode 37. I literally just said it 3 seconds ago, but I still had to glance at the computer to double check the number. We're your hosts. I'm Cole, and I'm joined by Thane and Skylar.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. We're talking about anime today.
That's what we always talk about.
Yeah.
It's because it's an anime show. An anime podcast. So if you came here for like how-to or DIY,
you're wrong
podcast.
place. Try the 5-minute crafts. They might help you. Those great clips that teach you how to make really good food where the chicken is always undercooked. You try those too.
Or they teach you how to fix a toilet seat by sticking instant ramen on it and then like using some sort of glue and then they sand it down.
Some of the first ones I saw were like car repairs. They would use the ramen to fix their car like dents and stuff. I'm just like,
I see those too.
They're so bad. But yeah, we're not talking about that. We're talking about anime. We're going to be going over some news like we always do. We're going to talk about our seasonal shows. Specifically this time, we're going to talk about the ones that are letting us down a little bit. And then after that, we're going to get into our anime of the week or the bi-weekly.
The bi-weekly watch-along.
Exactly that. And it's Call of the Night. So we're going to be talking about Call of the Night and all of our great vampiric thoughts. Was that good? Vampiric thoughts?
That sounds like a freaking band name. Yo, let's go see Vampiric tonight.
It's like Vampire Weekend.
That's better. Vampire Weekend?
That is a band name.
Yes,
I didn't know. I just thought they was just throwing out bangers. Are they a good band?
I don't know.
They're like indie pop.
So no.
No.
I mean,
I'm just kidding.
A lot of people really like them.
Do you like Arcade Fire?
Are they what?
Do you like Arcade Fire?
I don't. Is that a band?
Yes.
I've never heard of them.
Same kind of genre, same kind of music.
Walk the Moon. I like Shut Up and Dance.
I don't know.
This is a band review.
Let's talk about the anime news this week. I'm just gonna quickly run through the anime announcements like I always do. The first one I found is it's a light novel called The New Gate. It's an isekai. It's getting an anime. So
wait, is it a sequel to Gate?
I don't think so.
Oh.
But if it isn't Gate like a Western movie?
No, it's an anime about.
What is an anime?
It's an isekai about how like fantasy monsters invade the world, and then the JDSF just goes in and kills everything.
Yo, that's kind of like Solo Leveling, but reversed. Flip them. You go into the portal.
Yeah.
No, I don't think this is, but don't quote me because I didn't even click the article.
Oh.
We are headline only, like our
only.
father and father before him. We do not read.
Next is this one is The Legend of the Galactic Heroes is getting another sequel or a sequel. I don't know if it's another one or. This is that really old anime that everybody says it's the greatest anime ever created that no one really ever watches because it's old and it's got a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
I don't know of anybody that's actually watched it.
So it's not as good then.
Apparently, it's the greatest anime ever created. If you watched it, you know.
Do you like books like North and South and Gods and Generals?
Wait, I love the TV North and South. Is it like that?
It's like that, but in space. It's literally like a big war epic. It's like Gone with the Wind.
So I might like it.
That sounds dope.
But am I ever watching it? I don't know, dude.
You're selling me on it.
It's old anime. You might like it because you like the aesthetic.
I like that old aesthetic. Yeah, the old aesthetic.
I don't. I can't get into it as much as I try. I can't.
It's the movie it's a book first. It's the book Gettysburg, anime space battles. Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay. Everybody I've talked to that has heard about it have also said the same thing. Yeah, it's supposed to be the greatest thing in the world. You're like, have you seen it? No, I've not seen it. One day I'd like to, but there's just, like I said, there's a lot of episodes to watch. Next is I Parry Everything. The light novel is getting a anime adaptation, so I'm assuming it's Meliodas.
He's a gamer.
That's what he does, right?
That is his.
I watched season 1. I know.
Yep.
he what does he call it?
Full counter.
Full counter. I was gonna say full cowling, but that's My Hero Academia. They're the same character. One of them's got green hair.
Oh wait, no, different voice actor. I think
It's different. I don't remember who does his voice.
Who cares?
Cross counter.
The last one is I Want to Escape from Princess Lessons. The light novel is getting an anime adaptation.
All these light novels I've never heard of.
You know what?
feel
That
like-
one sounds
yeah.
like trash that I would watch.
Actually, I don't know of a light novel until it's got an adaptation.
Yeah.
Mushoku Tensei, never heard of it until the anime. Rising of the Shield Hero. Actually, I read a chapter of the manga, and then figured out it was a light novel.
Hot take. It's probably not even a hot take. This is just like common sense. But I feel like there's a lot of banger light novels out there that if we'd read them, we'd like them.
Yeah, too bad most of them aren't even translated.
That's the hard part with
Yeah.
light novels. Most of them aren't translated. And if they are, it's because they've had an anime adaptation that did really well.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, now let's get into other news. The first one I found is the John Wick franchise is planning an anime? Question mark? That's literally that wasn't on the headline, but I'm throwing the question mark on there because I actually read the article because I was curious. Just the passing comment the director made in a podcast saying, "Yeah, we're doing an anime or I'm planning something."
Would probably be like the Animatrix.
Yeah.
Like or something like that.
It is going to be a Japanese studio from what it sounds like,
Yeah.
but like I said, it was a passing comment on a podcast. He was probably drunk. He probably was just saying things he'd like to do, and it sounded like it was a real thing. So we'll see.
I think it would do really well.
I think it
feel
would.
like John Wick is an anime already.
Yeah, I saw anime girls do it, so I'm sure John Wick could do it in anime too.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we should watch that show so Thane can watch Licorice Recoil. I think he would love that show.
I probably would.
If I'll pick it or you can pick it when season 2 is about to start airing, okay?
I'd probably watch it when season 2 is about to air.
Because then it's topical, and then we can maybe get
Who
more.
knows? Who knows? Maybe I'll pick it when season 2
Yeah,
airs.
yeah,
and then
you
I'll
can-
do a
you can pick
reversal
it.
on you. It's like, you didn't expect that. Boom.
I'd watch it. I'd be happy.
Yeah.
Next is Production IG partnering with Netflix to do a Terminator anime.
That's cool.
That's very anime too.
Terminator
White
hasn't been
robots.
good, hasn't been good since Terminator 2. So
I've never watched anything Terminator.
Terminator 2 is great. I think it's like one of those movies you need to watch before you die, and then only that one. You could watch Terminator
Do I
1.
have to watch the first one? No.
Not really.
Yeah, I've
But
seen
that one's good too if you want to watch it. Those two and then nothing else.
Here's a hot take, Thane, or just a question. If those Terminator movies came out today, do you think they would suck because they came out at like peak 1980
Peak
action
Schwarzenegger.
film?
Yeah, like probably like those were like the what's it called, the trendsetters, the trailblazers for like those kind of action movies.
The Fortnite.
Yeah.
Fortnite.
The Fortnite of
Action
Battle
film.
Royale.
They've added Terminator Fortnite, right?
I mean, I don't know.
He is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's in
He's
there.
in Gears of War, I know that.
Yeah.
I
And
would
he
be
was in-
hard pressed if he
Yeah.
wasn't in Fortnite.
Gears 5. He's in Among Us too. He puts a little thumb up when he falls in the lava.
That's true.
Yeah.
That counts.
I heard people say Dark Fate was good, but that one bombed, so who cares?
All right, next one. Did you guys know that if you subscribe to Crunchyroll, you could read manga on an app?
Yeah, I did know that.
Not anymore. They got rid of it.
No,
I imagine because nobody used it because it was trash.
I stopped using it because the app was garbage.
Yeah, I've heard only bad things
Yeah.
about the app.
You'd think that a company as big as Crunchyroll would invest in some UI developers that could just make something that's functional and up to date.
Exactly.
It's
There-
not. I mean, I'm not a developer, but I feel like it's not hard to make something that's functionable. Maybe Call of Duty sucks too, so I don't know. Maybe everyone just wants to make bad UI.
If you don't count Netflix, Crunchyroll is the most subscribed to anime service because, Netflix has original anime, but it's not an anime service.
Yeah.
Crunchyroll is.
I think all streaming services should copy Netflix.
Yeah.
That's my hot take.
It's just, yeah. All video platforms should copy YouTube. Like YouTube, they've made several changes. Their player just works all the time.
Someone needs to go over to the hub and get those gamers that made the hub player and bring them on over to their studio.
They know what they're talking. They know what they're doing.
A lot of those websites have a lot of technical advancements. People have, like, if you go look at like who did it first, it's this website.
Imagine in 50 years we're showing our grandkids and like Crunchyroll or whatever's the anime streaming
Crunchy
service
Hub?
that's peak. Yeah, Crunchy Hub.
Crunchy Hub.
And they're like, back in our day, who was the hub that had the best anime video player?
The hub. The next thing I have is Zom 100's final 3 episodes finally have a release date. December 25th. All 3 of them are dropping.
Christmas present.
Yeah, my place that I watch anime on told me that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And now I just have this sad, like, 30-day counter down. It's more than 30 days. I think it's like 40 days.
Me too.
Like, when it popped up, I was like, yo, let's go. 45 days.
I will say, at least they're dropping all 3 on the same day. That's cool.
Oh, that is nice. We should just watch it all together.
I'd be down.
It's on Christmas.
Oh, I'll probably with my family.
Yeah.
Same. Okay, maybe the next
Christmas
day.
day after, 26.
Probably I will probably do anything. Everyone will probably leave by then.
I would have left by then.
Yeah.
I'm not staying the night.
Yeah, we don't have to go anywhere.
It's like a 90-minute movie.
Perfect.
It really is, yeah.
Wouldn't it be a little less? Like 20. It'd be like an hour.
Maybe
a
like
little
an
over
hour.
Like an 80
yeah, a
minute
little over an
movie.
hour. So it's basically the entirety of the arc, save for like we could just rewatch the last episode that already came out, episode like 9 or whatever, because that's like the start of the arc.
That's a. Never mind. We don't need to get into it. We'll watch Zom 100 one day on the show.
Probably. I love Zom 100. All right, the final thing, and I actually just want to talk about this because I'm curious about thoughts. But it's that Attack on Titan finally ended.
Yeah.
Thane, I'm curious about Thane's thoughts about this because Thane has been with this series the longest out of the 3 of us. Skylar?
Before we get into it, can we just say a spoiler warning? Because I'd like to talk about spoilers.
Oh, you want to do spoilers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you don't want to.
I wasn't planning on doing a spoilers, but like if we want to, maybe we just like save it for the end or something. I don't know. What do you guys think? I could just say like, hey, we're gonna talk about spoilers, throw up a timestamp, but then the audio listeners won't have a timestamp.
Yeah, we'll just do spoiler free then. Maybe we could do something else someday and talk about the spoilers.
Yeah, we'll do like an extra something. Well, I don't know. Maybe we just do it at the end of the episode and talk about it. Because how long do you think it'd take? Like 15 minutes max?
Yeah, probably.
'Kay.
I'm gonna have more fun talking about that than I'm going to about the show I picked.
Yikes! Spoilers, guy. I said no
shoot,
spoilers, guy.
shoot, damn it, you're right. Gosh.
Okay, so at the very end of the episode, we'll talk spoilers about Attack on Titan. Right now, we're just going to talk about our overall just general thoughts about the series ending. So anyway, Thane, you've been with the series the longest. How do you feel that the series, one of the series you probably started watching anime with, is now done?
Simulcast. Well, I started with a simulcast because I watched like the first episode. Like, wow, they release these weekly.
You literally started with episode 1?
No, like with episode 5.
Okay, it
or
was really
6.
really early
Yeah.
though.
So it's like, wait, they release these episodes weekly? I don't have to wait. I can just watch them subtitled. I gotta get a membership. So I did.
That was
where
Crunchyroll?
Yeah, that was Crunchyroll. You know, when I read the manga first, actually I started reading the manga after season 1. When I read the manga first, like, that was it? Okay. But then watching an animated format, it's like, hey, this is pretty good. I thought, yeah, it wasn't that bad. Like, it's not perfect, obviously, but it's like, it's a fitting conclusion to everything.
Yeah.
It's hard to wrap up a story perfectly for how complex it was. You're not gonna win everyone over, obviously, but it was fine. It was serviceable.
Does it feel weird that like it's over now because it's just been around? It's kind of always just been there.
Not really. Like the manga kind of came out at a regular pace.
Yeah.
And I was like,
there wasn't very many
yeah.
breaks.
Yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, it's over. In the anime, I was like, is it ever gonna end? Are they ever gonna? Honestly, thought like they were gonna like do like, oh, here's part 1, next is part 2. I don't remember, but part 3 they would have probably like 8 episodes or something. I don't know, But no, they did a weird release thing where like every part came out a year apart from each other.
Yeah.
It's really, really weird.
So for me, I got into Attack on Titan. I want to say it was the end of season 1, but it could have been season 2. I literally can't remember. It was probably season 1 because season 1 was 24 episodes, correct? Then season 2 was 12.
I believe so.
So basically, the way it worked is I watched like the first 12 episodes dubbed because that's what they had. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. And then I went to like episode 13 and it wasn't dubbed. I was like, where's the dub? And I started freaking out because it was brand new to anime basically. I'd only watched Sword Art Online.
They didn't do simul-dubs yet.
And so I was like, whatever, I got to watch it. I got to keep going because I was that invested. I finished that entire season and I was like, oh no, when's the next season coming out? And it's like not even scheduled for like 2 years out or whatever. I'm like, where's this manga? I gotta that's what it's based on. Let's find it and read it.
On the Crunchyroll app.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, that's where I actually read it. It's like, wait, Crunchyroll has it on their app? That's when I started reading. I also read all of Fairy Tail.
So I basically read it all, got caught up. Interestingly enough, high school Cole is different than today Cole. Nowadays, I would start from chapter 1 and go from there. Back then, I didn't. I literally picked up from where it left off and just kept going from there.
This is a rare occasion where I think the anime is better. Even Isayama went back and said, hey, can you change this a bit?
Yeah, well, especially season 3 specifically. There's a lot of little moments like that. Interesting, funny thing, though, is I was telling my buddy about it. And I was like, yeah, you should give it a watch. And so he starts watching it. And he only did the dub, too, as well. And then he finished the dub. He was like, give me the other episodes. And so I bring my flash drive to school and get it. It was good stuff. So I was sad. I was kind of sad. It was like, but more so sad when the manga ended, honestly. When the anime was getting the ending, I was like, kind of like Thane. But I remember when the manga ended, I was like, dang, dude. I'd been with this for like 7 years, something like that. I don't know.
That's crazy. I have not been with anything that long that continues to come out.
Yeah.
Unless you count every 5 years a Halo game comes out.
You got Rent a Girlfriend now.
That's true.
There's
That's
your
probably been
Attack
the
on
longest
Titan.
thing that I've been with.
So when did you first watch the anime, Sky?
It was actually one of the first anime I ever watched, aside from Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was a kid. That kind of stuff. It was in high school. I think it was a sophomore, either sophomore or junior year. Thane actually had it on DVD, and he let me borrow it because he's like, bro, you need to watch this. Like, I know it's anime, and I know you think it's weird, but it's really good.
I don't think I did give you my DVDs. Like, here, I have the DVDs because you were watching it on that crappy quality YouTube's like, bro.
Like the tiny little picture and like the picture.
It was sped up. It was sped up too. I was like, bro, DVDs. Just watch them.
You don't have the dogs be like that.
Yeah.
It's got like the border on it to like
No, I think I remember it was sped up, but it was like zoomed. The picture was zoomed in. That was even worse. I would rather have the little picture in the corner than it having like zoomed in and look awful.
Listen, I'm willing to put up with a lot. You guys know
And
this.
now you know places where you don't have to put up with that.
I could
at
never
all.
put up with that.
I couldn't either. I go to YouTube Rips, and if I found one that had the corner, it's like, no, next one. And some, they had like a whole series uploaded right on YouTube. I was like, yes.
Those are the Wild West of YouTube, basically.
That was the Wild West. But yeah, that was one of the first anime I ever watched, and yeah, it was really, really good. But after season 1, Thane told me that it's going to be a hot minute, so that was it.
I just forgot about it.
Yeah, kind of. And then I think season 2 came out after we graduated, or maybe it was senior year. I can't remember. It was quite a few years after.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I really liked it. And as far as the ending goes, like, something we'll talk about at the end of the show, but I think people are just salty.
I watched a Moist Critical video on it that made me say, like, oh, yeah, people are stupid. He said, like, people were really mad about the manga ending. And I thought, what are they sipping on stupid juice? And it's like, now I think about it, I don't think it was as bad as I thought. I think
savage.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how in the moment when we go read or watch other people's opinions, how it can morph yours
Oh, totally.
about something?
Totally. Yeah. Good show. I enjoy it. I'm happy with the series. And at the end of the episode, like I said, we're gonna go over spoilers. So hold on for that.
If you haven't watched it, it's definitely worth watching. Like,
Yeah, totally.
yeah, like it's not as long as most shows. In fact, I'd say it's probably just a little longer than something like Full Metal Alchemist.
It's a very wild ride. The only thing I dislike about it is how they named everything. I think it's the stupidest thing ever.
Like what?
Like how they named everything, like the seasons and the final.
Oh,
sorry,
like the actual titles.
yeah,
of
the actual titles.
I was literally just like the names of like items
The
and stuff in the world.
No.
They're like ODM gear.
the titles of the seasons and
Yeah.
the chapter.
Super special final season part
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, that hot garbage.
Yeah. Well, that's just production issues, baby. When it comes to actual naming stuff, I actually like this because Isayama felt like he's like, oh, I want a Western name for this character.
Totally.
Eren Yeager.
Way
There you go.
easier to learn and memorize.
For our little anime days, our little kid anime days, where
Yeah.
we're just learning about Japanese,
You'd have a
Japan.
guy and like on Toonami where they wouldn't change his name like a fork is up. You hear like it's like
Episode 4.
okay, that guy.
There's like John.
Yeah, John Smith.
Like
John
when I was
Josuke.
younger, I probably wouldn't remember.
Maybe JoJo. All right. Let's get into seasonal talk. We're going to talk about some of the shows that we're a little bit disappointed about so far with the season. Anyway, we're about halfway, a little over halfway of the season of anime at this point. And so I feel like we pretty much have a basis of what we're thinking about with some of these shows. I'll go ahead and start because I feel like you guys have already told me that you guys have both dropped this. And I don't think you're going to talk about it. I feel like you're probably going to talk about other things.
I think it's a no one. I think I know what you're talking about. I'll tell you why I dropped it.
Cool. So I'll overtake.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily dislike this show. I will straight up say I don't dislike this show. I do think it's disappointing though. I think the focus is really, really out of place because
Out of focus.
it's out of focus because camera joke, right?
Yeah.
So I think the characterization and the arcs and stuff, very, very good. Very, very cool. I think it's really neat to see these characters go through these mental blocks and like actual, at this most recent episode, an actual like, physical or material, like a material block almost. Essentially, because of the photo that the main guy took, one of their sponsors dropped out. And
Like
so
a real world issue then.
exactly, like a real world issue. I think it's really, really cool. It's really, really well done. It just doesn't fit in a racing anime. It really doesn't. And like, it's really hard to tell this story, especially when it's the same season as MF Ghost.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate timing for them. I think if this would have came out any other season of the year, not alongside MF Ghost, I honestly think it would have done a lot better, especially in my mind. Because then it'd be the only thing that I'm comparing racing to. There's no other racing anime. Also, just the fact that it is racing, that's its own thing. Like you can like MF Ghost is literally a whole story about racing plus some extra stuff, but racing, that's like the main point. That's not the main point in this, but all of the marketing and everything makes it feel like it is. Even the episode makes it feel like racing is the main point, but that's definitely not the main point. The main point is the characters and the arcs they go through. I think they're good. I think they could be done better. I don't know how you do that better because I'm not a writer.
I wonder if they could have done, because kind of what I was wanting out of it was akin to something like Slam Dunk teaching people about basketball, and you see everything that has to deal with that. And I wanted something that was adjacent to that, but with racing.
It's Initial D.
Specifically Formula One.
Yeah, exactly. So like if it would have been a racing show, then it would have done that. But it's just not a racing show. It's a show about characters with racing as the side thing, really. Yeah. And they treat it like it's too much of the main thing. That's my issue with it.
It would probably be better if it was more like a movie called Rush, which is about like a true story about like I don't know if he was Formula One or he was just some kind of race car driver. It was just about his life and his drama, but it was about him racing, like about big rivalry. It was more like that if it did focus on the characters and their lives, but still focused on race. Like you need to focus on the race. I think it would be more engaging.
Talladega Nights.
I think the other thing, And thing you just made me think of this as well is that if their story, their character arcs had a more effect on the racing itself.
Yeah.
Kind of like how in this last episode we did get that effect where they lost a sponsor. That kind of stuff's interesting for the racing.
Yeah.
I think of that movie Ford versus Ferrari, if any of you guys have seen that. It's a racing show, but the story isn't about the racing. Sure it is, but it's also about these characters. The racing is the, pun intended, vehicle showing the character arcs.
Yeah.
And obviously you get a big race at the end of that movie. And I'm assuming that's what we're going to get at this anime. We're going to get a big race at the end. And, hey, he's probably going to win. Let's be honest. But you get what I'm saying, though. So that's why it's my disappointment for now. I mean, like I said, I still enjoy this show. But I'm not as invested as I wish I was. I think that's probably my other thought is just I don't really care for the characters as much as I wish I did. But that's just me. That's literally just subjective at that point.
So, yeah, the reason I dropped it, not for lack of interest, well, maybe for that, but also because, like, I was like, I just have too many shows. So I dropped 2 of them.
And MF Ghost has boobs.
Yeah, MF Ghost is, well,
It's hard to beat.
Kind of drawing a sus line there, but
A little sus, a little bit of hey. Some of them are like 29. It's okay.
Another show I dropped was Bullbuster. I didn't think it was bad, but it's like I don't know. Compared to all the other shows, I think it's just I gotta drop it. I'm kind of baffled how it's got 58. I think it's more of a high 60, low 70 in my opinion. But a show I was disappointed with that I also did drop was a show called Shy.
I've seen a little bit of this.
When it comes to superhero anime, it's like, sure, let's see it. Like I know My Hero has like got a lot of shoes to fill, and One Punch Man 2 is pretty much beaten the genre to death. But let's see how this one is. Not good. It took me till episode 4 to realize, wow, actually the main character sucks. Why didn't I realize this? I'm not liking this show. This show's kind of lame. I'm done. Just gonna drop this show.
I saw some cool fan art of the main character, and it almost made me go watch the show because I thought she was kind of cute.
Yeah, it's not like cute main characters. I don't think it's really worth it.
Cute main character, but bad.
Yeah.
Dumb main character.
You can't. Like she's like.
It doesn't help it enough.
Yeah. Like the first episode, she causes an accident because she's still learning how to be a superhero, and then she's like that just takes her off superhero-ing, and it's like.
Superhero. I agree. I don't know what I would say, but that's good. That's good.
You're a superhero. That's gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
especially if you've seen The Boys.
Yeah. Like Spider-Man, someone dies, he just stop being Spider-Man. Well, depends on the movie, but most times he just doesn't stop being Spider-Man if someone dies. He's like, I gotta catch whoever was responsible for this, and because he's like for years he was the only New York superhero. Well, until Marvel said more
the
superheroes,
Avengers.
The Avengers, and then even the Avengers are like, people died. Let's stop whoever did this. But maybe there was that one lame one who's like, I can't be an Avenger anymore. People died, and it's like, you're lame. Get out of here.
Luke Skywalker.
That's Shy is that character. Shy is that character who's like in the Avengers, like, people died. I can't be a superhero anymore. It's like
No. He had a bad dream, and now he can't be a Jedi anymore.
Yeah.
Must kill nephew.
Yeah.
Sorry. Are you done?
Everyone's seen. Yeah, that's it. That's my opinion on Shy.
So I want to preface this with, and I'm sure you guys can attest to it. We've been doing this show for like over a year now, if not, if we haven't hit the year mark.
I was gonna make a tier list, but I guess I never did. Maybe we can do that.
That could be a fun episode we could do.
Maybe at the end of
the
year,
rank all the all the episodes we've done.
Yeah, dude. Real talk. AI generated hentai's not as good.
Wow. Okay.
That's my hot
That's
take.
totally not what we were talking about off camera. Totally not.
All right, sorry about that. Our battery died. Skylar, you were in the middle of talking about something about how we've been doing this show for a little over a year.
So we've been doing this show for a little over a year. And for me personally, I feel like depending on what kind of mood I'm in, also, like Cole already mentioned, watching shows of the same genre in the same season can really morph your opinion on a specific show at that specific time. And I feel like if you catch me in different moods, I could watch a show and be like,
brother, preach.
this is a banger.
Catch You Outside.
Yeah, Catch Me Outside. This one's a certified banger. While others I watch, I'm just not in the mood for. So I preface that because the show I pick is Pluto.
Oh.
I've watched.
I watched episode 1. Sorry, I watched episode 1. I thought it was good, but you.
I've watched the first 2 episodes, and they're long. They're hour-long episodes. It's just not doing it for me. I'm not in the mood. But like, the art's great. The voice acting is great. The story is fine. It's just not clicking with me, man. Like, and I like Astro Boy. I grew up watching Astro Boy, so you'd think that I would like the show.
I didn't do that.
Maybe I have to keep going with it.
It was the 2003 cartoon.
I watched the one with Ghost Rider.
I watched
Nick
Speed
Cage.
Racer.
Speed Racer?
That's all I got. I never watched Astro Boy.
Nick Cage he played Astro Boy's dad. In
Oh, the freaking movie.
yeah, the movie. Sorry, not the cartoon.
Was it actually like not it was live action, so it was live action?
No,
Nick
no,
Cage?
it was
No,
a
it was
CG.
cartoon. It's
Oh,
like CG.
too
yeah.
bad.
It's like a CG American
Oh,
adaptation.
I never saw it. I definitely saw
Yeah.
Speed Racer though.
I watched the 2003 cartoon back then. Like, I heard that one's like the best, but watch it like with subtitles because obviously the dub takes stuff out for kids show stuff.
But that's crazy because me knowing nothing about Pluto other than the log line, it sounds like it's up your alley.
Yeah, and that's why I prefaced it with the mood thing. Like, maybe I'm just not in the mood for it right now because I have not had any inkling to watch any more episodes. I was watching it with one of our buddies, but like even him talking, like we were so hyped about it because we had both seen Monster and it's the same author. We're like, okay, this is gonna be a banger. It's gonna be fun, and it's really slow. There's a lot of talking, and then there's just a lot of ideas that I'm not really on board with. But maybe I just need to let them stew around in my brain a little longer. So I don't know. A lot of people really like it, but it's just one of those things that maybe I'm not in the mood for it, or just maybe it's not a story for me. So I don't know.
Fair. I have those stuff too. Happens to be all the time.
I watched the first episode and I thought, wow, this is great. That poor old man.
Well, then episode 2, there was it's like another story about another guy just being a dick to his robot, and then stuff happens and he wishes he wasn't a dick to his robot. It's like, I don't know.
So is it like a world where like everybody's got little robot friends?
Yeah,
just
Robot assistants.
robot
like
assistants,
robots
but there's also robots that are just intertwined with society. Like robots,
Like they're actual people almost, and you don't even know they're robots?
some, and then there are others that look just like straight up robots.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's also interesting,
Like
'cause it's
Bender from Futurama?
yeah,
Kind of.
yeah. Like you see benders, but then you also see legit cyborgs, and then you also see just robots that look like humans, like Detroit Become Human, but minus the lines. They look like a straight up.
Interesting.
in the original manga, like of Astro Boy, like I think Astro is only the really human looking one, and his sister that looks like just a female Astro Boy, and then everyone else is either looks very robotic or like
Astro female.
they have like some human features, and it's kind of like only Astro Boy is like the only human look one, probably because he was like designed after Dr. Tenma's dead son.
Yeah, there's a lot of voice actors and a lot of character designs that I'm like, oh, that guy was from Monster. That guy looks like he was from Monster.
Are you watching in English or
English?
Japanese?
Yeah, English dub.
Okay.
So I am going to finish the show. I don't know when. After I watched the first 2 episodes and it kind of was a turnoff for me, I'm like, okay, maybe I should just sit on it until I'm in a...
Maybe not even this season you finish it.
Yeah, exactly. So.
I'm probably gonna finish it. I'm trying to catch up with Shield Hero right now. I finished season 1 recently.
He powered through. Oh, wait, no. Season
What a
2,
real-
you got to power through.
Season 1 was
He's
great.
a real shield hero right here. He's watching
I
it.
like season 1. I don't know how season 2 is gonna be.
Have you started season 2?
Nah, I think I'm gonna start it tonight.
Tell me what you think
Yeah.
when you get to like episode 3, and then see where you're at there. That's about
Yeah.
where I dropped it.
Oh. Okay.
Season 1's fun. Honestly, season 1 has like an ending moment where it's like, F yeah, dude, this anime's phenomenal. Then you get season 2, you're like, F, I don't care. Just have sex with the giant chicken or something.
I'm at all right, I'm out.
Out of context, isn't that funny, Sky? Because you have no idea what that
No, I have
means.
no idea what it means.
All right. I think if we're done talking about our seasonals, we can talk about our anime of the bi-weekly watch along.
Call of the night.
What did you say earlier? The bi-weekly watch along? Is that correct?
I believe so.
We got to come up with some cooler name. I think. I don't know what we call it though.
I mean, it is just a watch along.
Anime club.
Anime club, just like a book club.
Yeah.
Our anime club show.
It's anime after school club.
Yeah.
The after
Like
after school.
Like Skylar said, it's Call of the Night. So he's gonna tell us briefly about what the show is, and then we'll just dive right into our discussion. Spoilers galore. So spoilers warning for Call of the Night. Just the anime. We don't know anything about the manga.
Vaporwave, the vampire anime.
That's a great description. Yeah. This is a show about a kid that just doesn't really like life or school, and he just likes to hang outside at night, and then he meets a vampire girl, and he just decides, hey, I want to be a vampire.
I'd do it.
So he has to fall in love with the vampire girl, whose name I wrote
Nazuna.
down. Nazuna. Ko is the boy's name. He needs to fall in love with Nazuna so he can become a vampire. Otherwise, she's just sucking his blood for no reason. She likes his blood. She sucks his blood a lot.
Hey, I'd let her suck my blood.
Yeah, she's hot. So I'm gonna summarize this show for everybody watching.
Let's go. I'm ready.
This show is like a turd. It's a dump. But they've polished and decorated this turd, and they made it smell good. They made it look great, and then they even added like sound effects and good music to kind of hide the fact that it's a turd. And everybody bought it. Every freaking person bought it. And I'm over here just like, bro, that's a turd.
Still a turd.
It's still a turd.
Maybe golden. And
I like the presentation. I like what you did to the
sick
turd.
rap bars.
But it's still a turd. This show's bad, dude.
Oh man, I feel so justified. I feel so what's the word? Not justified. I feel so
validated.
Validated. Oh my goodness. Holy cow. So I go into my rewatch and I'm just like, rewatch. I watched the first 3 episodes forever ago, and I'm just like, here we go again. I get into it and I watch episode 1. I'm just like, still Call of the Night. And I watch episode 2 and episode 3. I'm like, still Call of the Night. I watch episode 4 because I'm like, okay, this is I've not seen. This is all new to me. Watch episode 4. I'm like, yeah, it's a little better. Interesting, actually. Interesting. And then I watch episode 5. I'm like, it's still Call of the Night. And from there on, it was literally a blur. I literally don't remember watching most of it because I think I watched most of it in a single day because I just wanted to get through it as fast as possible because I just did not care.
This the show kind of reminds me of Twilight and how I only cared about the lore of the vampires and the wolves than I did anything else. And the most interesting the most interesting episodes in this show, which are maybe 1 or 2, had to deal with different perspectives of the vampires' take on why they do specific things.
Yeah.
Those were the fun episodes. And like I said, there's maybe
it's
1
like
or 2 of them.
The vampire council's like, hey, you need to make more offspring, you silly, slutty vampire.
That's
and
one
she's
thing.
like, no.
I guess since you brought it up, we should just talk about it. That in one of my notes I wrote, they make it sound like turning somebody into a vampire.
Like a quota.
Yeah, it's like a quota, but also like an easy thing.
Yeah.
They've made it seem like it's a hard thing, but then when you meet the council, they're like, bro, just do it.
See, the way I took it as was like, you know how in Twilight, we're going to be talking about Twilight a lot this episode, just bear with us. So you know in Twilight, the vampires are just the hottest things around. Literally 10 out of 10s, you can't go wrong with them. Mm-hmm. I imagine that's kind of how they're supposed to be portrayed in this, and that's how the world sees them, so it's just easy to fall in love with them, because the world is objective. It's everybody likes what they like, because they see the looks that they're good, you know. So maybe that's why. And so they're just like, yeah, it should be easy as long as you have a decent personality. Everybody's gonna fall in love with you. And so Nazuna's a freaking f up that can't get anybody to fall in love with her.
Yeah, that's true. She kind of sucks, and she's bad at romance. And also the main boy, he just sucks.
Bad character.
Yeah, he just sucks.
So before we go any farther, I told Skylar my quote that I came up with after watching episode 2. I'm gonna tell it to Thane and see what he thinks. So I said, it's ironic. The boy can't sleep, but somehow the show makes me sleep.
Oof.
That was after waking up after watching episode 2 and being like, oh shoot, the episode's over.
I think I walked into the house one day and Cole was playing Pokemon while watching Call of the Night.
I was definitely playing Pokemon while watching the night.
What do you think, though, Tay? What are your initial thoughts?
Honestly think like the main character's motivation is dumb. It's like
He doesn't even know what it is.
yeah, it's like
He
I want to
doesn't
fall
find
in
out
love, and
till
it's
the
like
last episode.
I want to fall in love. It's like, bro, just admit you don't have a libido, dude. Like, just stop.
I think he has a little.
You're
bit
hurting
of horniness,
yourself.
He's definitely horny at times.
Yeah.
Definitely horny at times.
but you're not wrong. Like he doesn't even know, and I was just like bamboozled. I was like, okay, did the writers just forget? Because they just slip it in like the second to last episode. He's like, why do I want to become a vampire? And I'm just like,
God.
bro, I wrote that in my notes.
I actually wrote a line down, but I remember it. There's this detective character. She was pretty cool. I think it would have been better if the show was just her. But
Just her,
Yeah.
not even the main character.
She just
Yeah,
kills
no,
vampires.
yeah, if she was like a vampire hunter, she would have been
Buffy.
cool.
just Blade.
Yeah. But she like gives him a card. It's like a card. So wow, detectives actually exist. I was like,
That's what Ko says. He goes, "Wow,
What?
detectives actually exist." That's the dub. I don't know if it's in the
yes,
sub, but
it is. But it's like she's like, I understand what you're saying, but it's like, what? No, I don't. Like I think you meant private detective, like independent detective.
Yeah.
Like, yes, they do.
I feel like it was one of those things where they were trying to match the lip
Yeah.
flaps, and they're like, "We're not going back and editing lip flaps, so
Yeah.
you just got to cut out some of those words and call it a day."
It was the same subtitle too. It literally says detectives are real. It's like,
Huh.
it's like, yeah.
I couldn't tell you about the manga. I didn't get that far.
Yeah.
I got halfway through volume 1, and that's it. I thought it an interesting thing. So this literally comes off of me reading Bakuman forever ago, and Skylar, you can attest to this. How if a manga's not doing very good and it's a shonen-based manga, they tend to just all of a sudden turn them into battle manga, right? That's like the shtick in Bakuman anyway.
Yeah.
That's what they talk about. I got that vibe from this show. We're like 4 episodes in, all of a sudden it's like, all right, time to go super fight mode, and the vampires are killing each other and fighting and stuff. And I'm just like, whoa, this is so out of nowhere. They're literally just vibing off, and
Very
now all of a
two-toned.
sudden, yeah, and all of a sudden they're fighting. So my thought process was maybe this show was getting to be on the chop, or this manga was becoming on the chopping block, and so they told his editor is like, bro, just throw in some fights or something. I don't know. And so throwing some fights. That's my guess.
I'm really surprised it is still going, because I think what makes this show bearable anyway is it is just a visual spectacle, and the music is amazing. It is incredible. Like you're just chill and you're like, oh my god, this show sucks, and then a banger song comes in and you're like, man, I just want to go for a midnight drive, roll down the windows and just vibe.
It's a crazy vibe, but other than that, it's not worth anything.
No, I think you'd like the show if you did some acid and then watched it. No joke.
No joke. That's a great take, Sky. Phenomenal. That's incredibly based.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, it looks incredible. It's one of the, but you don't get that in the manga. You get some cool paneling. Like I said, I read a portion of it. There was cool paneling, cool shots, but it's still black and white. Like they didn't really have color shots. I mean, you had the covers, but the covers were pretty bland in my opinion. Granted, I would say the covers worked for the show, for the manga, but I don't know. I just don't get it, people. Why do you like this show? Can you please tell us why you like it?
Tell us. And
We don't understand.
maybe we need to go find out from the community themselves. Or maybe they don't like it, and they're just like, this is just a visual spectacle. I love the music.
But people,
The chick's hot.
They simp for the vampire.
I remember people getting off on the manga. That's why I bought it. I remember there was this manga YouTuber that I don't even know if he makes videos anymore because I've not seen him in a while, but I remember him like just jerking Call of the Night off so much. He's like, you guys need to be reading this manga. And so the next time we went to Barnes & Noble, I bought 4 volumes. I said, okay, I'm getting them. I bought 4 volumes. Like I said, I read halfway through the first volume. I said, wow, this is not good. I'm not enjoying this.
Yeah.
It's sad, dude. I will say the one positive thing I got to say about this is the ending, actually, of the anime specifically. I don't know what happens in the manga. I know that's in the final arc now, but so the ending of the anime is actually really cute, and I really, really like it. It's like, wow, this is the kind of stuff that should have been written the whole time. Why aren't we getting this the whole time?
Yeah,
it's like we have this such a cute, nice relationship moment between Nazuna and Ko. But if this is supposed to be a rom-com, why aren't we getting these once per episode? At the very least, once per episode.
Yeah.
We get them occasionally.
I feel like that moment needed to happen way earlier on.
Totally.
Like 3 or 4 episodes in.
Mm-hmm. That or just more moments like that.
Sure, yeah. But I mean, like, the whole first season was, in my mind, it was like, okay, Ko's kind of learning about vampires. What's his motivation for doing anything? He wants to fall in love to become a vampire, but why? And he didn't even know that. So I'm like, okay, well, why didn't you make the first 2 episodes, maybe 3, and then have that cute romance moment at the end? Like, boom, episode 3. Then let's go explore their relationship. Let's do more of that.
I think my biggest pet peeve with the reason why it happened was that we have at least 3 to 4 episodes of essentially one-offs. You could count them as filler because they don't really do anything to the plot. And that's my issue with them. They don't do anything to the plot. They don't do anything for Nazuna and Ko to become more of a relationship. And then so when you get to the very end and you see Nazuna all of a sudden crushing on him, basically, you're just like, this is kind of out of left field. It doesn't really like make sense. It's incredibly cute, and I really loved the moment. But like in like hindsight and like analyzing it, it doesn't make sense. I don't know why they did it.
Yeah, well, and there were other cute moments too. Like, I really liked when they got the watches together, and that's how they were communicating.
Yeah, totally.
Like, that's super fun.
Want to know what happened though? That's literally episode 2, Sky. That's not like that's like episode 2, episode 1, 2, 3, then all the way to episode like 13 or 12 or whatever it was. That there's like maybe 4 cute moments in between all that.
Yeah. Well, I will say I liked Nazuna as a character. I thought that she was developing a little bit. I would like to see more of it. But
okay. Oh shoot.
Go ahead. I was going to talk about other characters too.
Well, okay. I'll give you a segue. Okay, you're good. So my biggest thing is the only question I have about this show that I want to know that I'm just gonna spoil myself on is who did Nazuna fall in love with to become a vampire? Because that's literally the whole thing about this show. And then at one point, Ko asks one of the other vampires, oh, who did you fall in love with to become a vampire? And the person's about to answer it, but then something comes up and they just avoid the topic completely. It's never brought up ever again. We don't get to hear Nazuna's. We don't get to hear any of the other vampires. And I'm very disappointed. And that's the only thing I cared about because of exactly what Skylar said. Nazuna's the best character because she's actually interesting.
Yeah. I really liked her character. Sorry, did you have something to say about that?
No.
I liked her character, and then the other 2 I liked, but it was very surface level. Like was Ko's friend Akira. She's just trying to be a bro.
Yep.
She's kind of cool. And then I really liked Seti. She was the blonde-haired vampire. I liked her little mini arc she had on that one episode with the nerd guy, where they explore the human vampire relationship and how she's like, bro, like I just want a homie. I'm sick of people just fondling over me. And she just wants a bro. But it's like, that's kind of a perspective that as a viewer, if they didn't give me that, I wouldn't have thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't really care. But it was fun.
Totally.
They gave me something that I didn't know I wanted.
Yeah. And that's good writing.
Yeah.
They did good for you there. Anyway, I didn't care about that episode myself, but I'm glad you got something.
Well, it was just more, it was like more insight into the vampires.
True,
and
true,
like,
true,
that's what I want. Kind of like how you want to know who they fell in love with.
That's like the biggest thing in my mind. Because like, that's literally the whole point of the show is so Ko can fall in love. But we know that that's how it works is they fall in love with somebody so they become a vampire. These all are vampires. They had to have done it at some point. There's no way they're the first vampire, you know?
I think what it comes down to it is this show has really good ideas. And if it's trying to stretch it out and just be paced well, it was not paced well.
Nope.
And that's where this show probably suffers from.
Yeah. Final thought. They did the lip thing too. I talked about in Goblin Slayer, they did the lip thing. I think Goblin Slayer does it better. Every time I see it now, I'm probably going to bring it up. The lip thing is always interesting to me. It always gets me.
Yeah, I didn't talk very much, but I didn't really care about the show. I didn't really I feel indifferent. It's like, yeah, main character is boring. The vampire girl's hot.
Yep.
I like the detective character. If it was just her and the detective character and they're doing like cat, that would be a cool that would be a cool
That would
anime.
be fun.
That would be an awesome anime.
And then they fall in love.
Yeah.
Yuri,
let's go.
There was a lot of fun little comedic moments that I liked. I thought the writing was very clever at times, but I also just liked how it was like Nazuna was almost two-faced. She'd be like very like serious and kind of cunning, and then Ko would be like, "Look at my neck," and then she's like, "Stop, Baka, you're being so inappropriate." Like, he's not flashing you his
your
dick.
Neck. Oh no.
I liked the line where she's like, "Oh, I've always wanted to say this. Do you do line?" I was like, "Oh my gosh." I think the show needed to not take itself so serious. Like, it was just very two-tone. The pacing was bad, and I don't think the writer knew what he or she, I don't know.
They definitely took it way too serious, though. You're right.
I think it's a problem of the author. I know his other manga called Dagashi Kashi. It's about a small town where a kid runs a candy store with his dad, and then a rich girl comes in and is like, "I love candy." And I'm just kidding. Later she learns to love the piano. No, it's kidding. It's she likes candy, and then it's just a gag manga the whole time. I think the problem with the guy trying to write like transfer from comedy to comedy romance or something, with trying to make like build a world of vampires. Like, I don't know, bro. You should have probably just dropped the comedy element and maybe just try to make vampires.
Or just be a traditional rom-com.
Yeah. Or maybe have vampires, but just be rom-com. Just don't, like, say, aren't there other vampires like you? And then the other vampire's like, I am a vampire. Oh.
I think Cole's right. I think there was enough there for the writer to go in different directions, or at least just pick one and go with it. But they didn't. It was almost, I don't know. It's like they introduced too much, and they didn't elaborate enough. And also, in a 13-episode series, I don't think you can have any filler.
No, and we definitely did.
Yeah, we had too much.
It was like filler that was supposed to introduce new characters, but like some of them were already characters we knew about, and we could tell that some of them were just one-off characters, and we weren't really going to see much again anyway. My biggest thing, and I already said it, but the biggest thing is just the fact that they even like teased the fact that they are going to talk about the vampires and like who they fell in love with. The fact we didn't get one of them at least in this season just drives me crazy, and yeah.
Well, I don't think this show gave enough to warrant me ever watching more.
Nope. Like I said, I'm going to go spoil myself to see who Nazuna fell in love with, see if it's got anything reasonable. Like,
we tell me after, too.
Okay.
Thanks.
It's probably just the main boy, Nazuna and Ko, just fall in love.
No, but like, who did she fall in love with to become a vampire? Because she had to have done it, too.
I kind of perused the wiki and I saw like, oh.
Wait. Don't say it, though. Cause
yeah, I know. People want to read the manga.
And it was beep.
Well, I think that does it for Cole and I. Any final thoughts? Or no? Or should we just move on into the
move on.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe we could just do your thing.
Yeah,
quickly.
so...
oh, yeah, one of the vampire girls is actually a boy.
Oh, yeah. That caught me so off guard when he was, like, shirtless. And I was just like, oh.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Okay.
It's like, what else?
That was the vampire that they teased, by the way, about who he fell in love with. Anyway, so next anime that we're going to be watching is actually a Chinese story. I don't know. I know it was animated in Japan, but I don't know if it was a Chinese like a comic or what it was. I don't know. I just know it's like written in China. So it is called Link Click, LINK space K or CLICK. Link Click. Don't know anything about it. I know it's got 2 seasons. Season 1 only has like 11 episodes. That's all we're going to be watching. Bless you.
Thank you.
And yeah, it looks like it's going to be interesting. It's got some kind of time travel element from what I understand. Maybe some kind of like mystery as well. So Skylar, you might like it. Granted, if you weren't liking Pluto, maybe you're not in the mood for it. So
well, you got to be forced to watch it.
You got to be forced to watch it. So I really hope it's going to be fun. I don't know anything about it. This can be like the first pick I think I've ever... No, Talked OP, I did that one as well. So this is my second pick of something I've never known anything about. So here we go. So I think that we just end it here, honestly, and then I'll just make it a special video that comes out during the week or something.
Oh, yeah, that'll be good.
And then I'll just splice in our initial thoughts as well. All right, so that'll do it for this episode of Life is Daijoubu. You probably heard this little interlude because I definitely did not edit it out because I don't care. So to watch the Attack on Titan spoiler section, we're going to be uploading that at some point during the week. Look out for that. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great life. We'll see you all in the next one with Link Click.
Bye.